Hey, it's Motha.
Mother knows we're back.
We are back, back, back. And
Like we
the streets are talking.
child. The streets stay
The
talking. Don't they though?
streets,
Like they stay talking.
they
And
do stay talking.
most times you'd be like, it's the streets. Like take it with a grain of salt, but
Girl, them receipts though, when them receipt,
they started hitting. So if y'all have been living under the rock, then y'all probably don't know what we're talking about. But everybody else, I'm sure y'all know.
y'all
I'm
know.
man, come on, Ankh.
Come on, Unc.
Like don't be the creepy Ankh.
Right.
Be the normal cool Ankh.
Because like, we gave you a pass with what's Michelle. We gave you a pass with that one. We gave you a pass with that one. We said, okay, on the ignorant side, Unc's still doing his thing,
Right.
but this is giving creepy Unc.
This is given like we done talked about already. You out in these streets looking like a liability. Like you aren't making great, wise decisions, and people can't co-sign your decisions anymore.
And it just brings me back to the clips of like Monique, who was, you know how like when you look back and you like, oh, they were probably saying something real,
Because
but
they
in
know
a funny way. Like she
mhm.
was really trying to give him game. Like
They have the inside scoop, I'm sure.
that's what I'm saying. Like I know how you move and I heard the preferences. I know like get you a 40-year-old baddie, and
Real
settle
stuff.
down.
We see your star rising here,
You
so
can't keep you can't keep the
can't
same
keep doing the
activity.
same thing here.
And then
Yeah,
Cat Williams, his
yeah.
clip,
Kat and Mo, like they both tried to be real honest with Ankh and been like, but Mo is for real. You need you a Thundercat. Like, stop.
and there's so many. Remember, like we talked about this. We were like we could see him with like a Kenya Moore or
Yeah,
I'm gonna say a Tamar Braxton or you like
yeah, somebody. Yeah,
somebody on that level that gets the game that's
yeah.
in the
I
industry
even
that
see
can
him with like a
understand all the pressure.
yeah, with like a Tamron Hall-esque kind of person.
Something like give me something other than what we saw.
Yeah,
Give me something other
because knowing
than
that
what we saw.
allegedly this girl was 19 when they met or when they started 19 and Ankh in his 50s. Like that's just creepy to me. What
Because you remember being in college at
right.
19 and being tried at the gas station by an old man
Yeah.
or the grocery store or the
And you
wherever.
like, sir.
I ain't got what you're looking for. I'm sorry.
Like,
Because
I don't
that happened plenty of times. And at
have,
19, now see the 19 year olds, we were like, not interested, not doing it. No way, no sir. No, thank you. Thank you, but no thank you.
like thinking about
Ew.
that,
It's like
thinking about the Michelle, the that recording, I'm like,
just
mm-mm.
you okay? Just the conversation.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say in a heated moment would be like, no.
Yeah. Like this ain't it.
Nope, I'm tripping.
Give me my
I'm
money.
tripping.
Give me my money for my hair and my nails, and this is the last time we'll do this.
I don't know what I was thinking.
No, that's why they there. Give me my money for my hair, my nails, my whatever, whatever, whatever. And
Oh
let
my goodness. I would have been so just disgusted with myself in that moment. No shade, no shade.
yeah.
But as a 19-year-old, as a young 20-something-year-old, it's just not happening. Now we don't know how old Michelle was, but
No. But
we
it's
do know
just
how
like
old this girl is.
it just
Well,
calls into
allegedly,
question.
allegedly.
It just calls into question like the decision making process of this grown man. You are entertaining multi-million dollar contracts and you putting yourself out there
On the cusp of
like this,
100 million.
like the conversation, the audio, the alleged audio recording of him and her, and I'll say alleged, but it sounded like his voice pretty clearly.
I mean, he
And
did say she doctored something up, she clipped it
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
rearranged the conversation.
Like the way he was talking, even if she doctored up and clipped it, it's still like, why would you say any of this in a way that could be clipped?
in an audio where it sounds like y'all are not right next to each other.
Right.
So to trust somebody to be like
Do
this,
all that on the phone, right?
and you right, and you about to sign $100 million deal, and you've signed other deals before this, and
That's
let's
when,
just put it plain here, Shannon Sharpe. Like, let's just
but that's when I'm like, the decision making process, the judgment is just off. If you thought that like having any kind of conversation like that, even if it were like sexual innuendo or anything, like it's just silly.
at this point, yeah.
Like, especially too with all the stuff coming out, not even about him, but like all the other like, high powered black men out there that are being um that are going through legal stuff. Why? Why would you want to be next? Like,
I just don't get like so okay. So then like that conversation around privilege, right? Because it becomes for whatever reason. And I can understand how it becomes murky when you reach a certain point in life.
power
And you
and
start to think that the same amount of privilege that's afforded to other people is somehow afforded to you.
that you're
And
above it.
we keep seeing the same pattern where it's like, nope, you're not. Nope,
They
nope.
snatch you back. They gonna pull you down.
And we've seen it time and time again, time
Remind you.
and time
All you got to do is give them a little rope. They will remind you.
again.
Yeah.
And
So
I feel like the whole Skip Bayless thing, when he left the show and the last interaction that we saw that they had on camera was a very tense,
tried to like sun him a little
disrespectful
bit. Yeah.
interaction. That would have been enough for me to be like, I'm gonna really watch how I navigate across
Different,
different lines.
yeah, platforms.
Like I can't just think that I'm granted the same, and I'm gonna say like the same, like just understanding and empathy and
Yeah.
consideration.
Yeah. I mean, and there's so many layers to this, but one of the layers is that you're a brand, right? So on top of all the other stuff that, we deal with as a brand, if you establish yourself and people are putting money behind you and backing you and your brand, you have to carry yourself as if in some capacity you're a product.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Got to be
Absolutely.
smart.
Because now what happens to the deals, the first of all, the one that you were working on, what happens to that deal and any deals to come?
Hmm.
And now possibly a part of the deal, because I think he tried to settle for 10 million.
Yeah, that's what the Tony Busby, the
Yeah, the
attorney,
attorney for
uh,
the what's the young lady's name?
Gabby something,
Mm,
Gabrielle Gabby. I don't
okay.
know her last name.
Um, so now everything you work for or have worked for or are working just in this current deal, you might have to sign over to somebody else a portion of that because of
Child.
the lack
Why?
of protection, you know? Like you have to but you definitely as a brand have to protect yourself.
Those messages and lessons get louder and louder. You know, I think sometimes, and it's not fair to say all the time, but like when you see stuff play out like this, in my mind, I have to think like how many times was he kind of putting himself in a compromising position that he like got out of and escaped by the skin of his teeth. And now it's just like, look, dude, I'm tired of bailing you out. I'm tired of letting you coast. You got
Yeah,
to learn a lesson.
right. Like unfortunately, yeah. Yeah, there is that like you got to learn. Like when you get to a certain level, you have to learn the lessons of good business, of protection, of
Of
liability,
discipline.
discipline. Like you have, if you're getting to a level, you have to have that stamped in. You have to learn those lessons.
Yeah, for sure. I hate that it's playing out like this, but at the end of the day, I don't have, it's hard for me to have sympathy for a 50-year-old man,
56.
56-year-old man dealing with a 19-year-old. I mean, she's probably in her 20s now, but at the
Yeah,
time,
21, maybe
time they met,
22.
maybe 19. Like, it's hard to have that sympathy when it's like you've lived, you're seasoned, you know the game. Not for nothing too. It's not like you
Know
were
the
like
game. You know the game.
it's not like you were catapulted into like fame through podcasting. You were in the NFL at
NFL. So
top
you know.
prime pick. You know how they flock. You know,
But then
like
it makes me wonder, like, what was Shannon Sharpe's experience in the NFL? So when I look at all of his children, and I mean, he makes some beautiful children, by the way. Like his daughters are beautiful. I don't, does he have any sons? I don't know. I know he has a few children though. And I've seen, a few of his daughters, beautiful women, by the way. So it makes me think about his time in the NFL to where we're here now. And this is the
preference has
excitement for
changed.
you. Like this is the, like do you feel like you missed out on something? Do you feel like you didn't experience certain things like as a young man? Because I would imagine being in the NFL you did, but then it makes me wonder, like, did he? Is he
Child.
late to the party? Is he late?
I don't know, but whatever it is, he need to maneuver better. Like I'm gonna need you to show us that you done learn something. And he has one son and two daughters.
Okay, and you can't be that late to the party. Like you've experienced like a few things,
Where your family at? Where your brother at? Like his brother, I think his brother just got inducted into the hall.
Inducted, yeah.
Like where these people at? Like who?
I mean, but sometimes your family don't know how you moving. Sometimes
I
like
know I'm just saying, like, I'm not really talking to them. I'm saying it to him. Like, why don't you have these
them are,
people around?
yeah.
Like,
Where is your circle to be?
the
Yeah.
people not hesitate to throw out names because the way this world is working, people falling left and right, child, and
And doing left and right.
no judgment because, we're all on a journey, but the people that don't seem to fall or haven't fallen yet have put a tight circle around them of family and
You see,
friends.
yeah, yeah.
Like
Family,
day ones.
day ones, family, some day one friends still there. Definitely a good like management system, like around them. But to your point, the nucleus is family, right? So at a certain level, you have to be like, all right,
Yeah.
like you've done, like you come
Like even
on.
even Gabby,
You've
like
had your fun.
when you say the name Gabby, that don't even go with Shannon because it's like that's generationally you hear the name difference. Like
Yeah, because to be a man with the name Shannon, you from like
you from the Sheila era, you
right,
know?
and even like I did know a Shannon, but even my era, I'm 40, so that I don't want no parts of like, like I couldn't fathom a 19-year-old.
Yeah.
know?
You're not from the Gabby era. You from the like the Shannon,
That definitely from the Gabby area.
Sharon, Sheila. That's your era. Stop.
Mary,
There you go.
maybe a Michelle.
Sally, possibly
Where
a
is Michelle?
Michelle gone, child.
We ain't heard nothing from Michelle, which leads me to a few assumptions.
To be honest, Michelle might come out the woodwork.
If like how you get hit up from a legal team or I
Uh-huh.
hate to say it from a lawyer. Look, girl, you might be in the
Uh-huh.
race.
It's quiet now, but sometimes, especially here lately is
Now y'all lawyers, child.
what we've seen here lately is it only take one and then it start trickling. The
What do you have to say about the lawyers, Ariel?
lawyers in this case, this
Uh-huh.
Tony Busby. When I see him representing someone, to me, the lawsuit to me loses a little credibility only
Yeah.
because I don't feel like he has moved in a way that lends itself to characterizing his actions as with integrity. I think that he's been overzealous in a lot of situations where he's filed before really like doing the homework.
Yeah.
As attorneys, our clients come to us and it is our duty and to kind of look into what they've told us. Like there's certain things you can really kind of clear up pretty quickly. Like, as far as what fact if somebody said that something happened in Ohio, but they were in Florida, you can clear that up. You can
Yeah.
find a track record of where they were. So when I see like really just a lot of discrepancies in the facts in some of these cases, It's
It's looking
bothersome.
shady.
It's bothersome because it for all of the lawyers who do move with integrity and with ethics in the corner of their mind, you see people so many comments like, man, lawyers are just liars and scammers, and I hate the generalization because there's so many good lawyers out there.
And then too, like for the people that need to come forward and talk
Hmm.
about a real experience that happened to them, like the world to be like, okay, here comes another person just,
Another one.
chasing some money, chasing a contract.
Yeah,
But I mean, what you think? He probably gonna have to sign like over like what? Settle for like what, 20?
I don't know, child. I mean, we are where we are. He said he's gonna fight it legally, so it might be. You never know. The case might end up getting dismissed,
But
but
even the money now that you weren't, like you probably weren't like planning on using that money for legal fees and attorneys
oh
and
yeah, yeah,
like it's just it becomes an
it all
expensive
costs.
lesson.
Yeah, it all
Now
costs.
please leave the Gabbies and the I'm gonna say it like this. If she 30 and under, let it go.
Yeah, yeah. And for him, I mean, 56. Really, we talking about a good 36 and under, but
I was trying to be generous because clearly the man likes
yeah,
someone, of a
yeah,
younger age, which I really can't, to each his own.
yeah.
But 30 and under, you might just want to say, no, that's not for me.
Yeah, I mean, but now it's like companies that want to do business with him now, they're looking at him like he could be a possible liability. So now they're putting in clawback options. So if morality clauses, if
Yeah.
time that you do X, Y, and Z, then we can get our money back, stuff like that. It's
So now you're on a tighter rope.
hmm
Mm.
yeah.
It ain't
Well,
worth it. It's never worth it. And I think about like this is when I think about like my son, right? Who is I don't know what he's going to end up being. But right
right.
now he plays basketball and baseball and like of
Yeah.
course every a young boy that's in sports wants to be a famous athlete. And I'm just like, but even outside of that, like having conversations with my son about how to navigate as a young man and with young women and like what is cool, what is not cool, what is healthy for a young man, what's not healthy. Like just really having those conversations with him because don't think the streets is, especially in this day and age, please like being in the streets is not
Yeah.
that's not where you want to be.
And I'm thinking about like parents like I think it's Jayden Daniels is his name. His mom. But I think he's an NBA player or NFL player, something.
Oh yeah, the mom that's like
That's not my son.
no, she is courtside with son. She in them seats
He
right behind
didn't.
them. She is
Yeah,
like, no
yeah.
man. And I don't
Now I think her approach is a little overkill, but I
it
can't fault
is,
her. I
but I
can't
can't
fault
fault
her
her.
when you see stories like somebody looking to sign $100 million contract and now they're dealing with something crazy. Like you can't fault a mom for trying to protect her son when there are vultures out here
There
that are
are
they are
vultures.
literally
There are
just
vultures that will play a 3 year long game
hmm
for some money.
yep.
Like there are professional like women out here that are, that are scheming every single day. And
Mhm.
I mean men too, but in
Yeah,
this situation, well really could be men too, but
for sure,
it's
men
some
too.
schemers out there.
Yeah, men too. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good luck, Unc.
I was about to say, well,
I don't even want know if I want to say good luck, Unc, because if it does come out that like some of these allegations are true, then you getting what you deserve.
well, I mean, what's the allegation? Okay. Oh, so okay, so the allegations of like
That
SA, right? And okay. Well,
yeah,
I hope it's not true.
I certainly hope it's not in
I can't beat my chest and be like, y'all trying to tear another, or this is, like I'm gonna have to, just we're gonna have black women,
you have to wait and
we're
see.
gonna have to sit on the
Yeah.
sideline and just hear it
Wait and
all out.
let it play out. Because honestly, at this point, it's like we know how people are operating in these streets, so you gotta move accordingly.
And
And
we know the conversations that we had.
so
We know the conversations.
where them fans at? That's what we're gonna be on the sideline.
He needed to be invited to one of the fan parties and get him a fan toting, fan flipping, you know?
That's what Auntie Mo was telling us. Where your fan at? Where your girl with the fan? I could even see him with like a, this is funny. But I can see him with like a Porsche.
Facts, but fact. Portia's 40. Porsha is
Because it's
40.
like, but it's like we know her game, we know what she here for, but she probably will hold you down as long as you hold her
Wait,
down.
wait, my girl Portia?
Portia.
Not too much on Portia.
But you know what she working
Not
with.
too much.
We know why she was with Simon.
She said it was true love.
Child. She was
Now
gone.
she might not read the room the best. I'm gonna be honest. She don't read the room the best, honey.
Simon was true love, girl.
I'm just saying.
Not too much
If
Portia.
she thought it was true love, she didn't read the room correctly, is all I'm gonna
Amber,
say.
Amber just saying wrong road, wrong road.
I'm saying that
Nah, I
ain't
love
where you want to
Portia.
go, honey.
I love Portia, but she just be like, she be walking kind of shady. Like even in like the whole her and Shamia thing, sometimes I be side eyeing that girl.
I mean, because I do love you, Shmia, too.
Yeah.
There's probably some context there. I'm sure some context and layers there.
Well, I'm not even talking about like the most recent stuff. I'm thinking about like with her and Phaedra, that stuff, like back in the day.
Did Phaedra and Shamia have something?
Phaedra said that Shamia and Candy, um,
Oh, Shamia and Candy?
no,
Shamia was included?
Shamia was included in Phaedra suggesting that Candy and Shamia had relations.
Oh.
Yeah. And I don't know if you remember that reunion, but Shamia came out and she was like giving it to Phaedra. Portia was just sitting there like,
Yeah, I missed that.
yeah. Anyway, that's an aside, but
Yeah. Hey, Portia.
girl, hey Portia girl.
You still my girl. But yeah, find you a Portia. Like if you got to, you got to feel like you just that man on the street.
Yeah.
Like find you
Like
a Portia.
find your little floaty Portia.
Find you a Phaedra. Find you a,
Somebody that's floating. Anyway.
hmm, that's it.
All
That's
I
all.
got.
This is not our fight.
We'll be watching from the sidelines.
From the sidelines. We ain't got, this is all we
I
got.
got nothing left. Yeah.
Ciao.
All right. Well, like, comment, share, subscribe. Let us know what y'all think about the whole Shannon
Unk.
Ankh
Unk. And
Candace
I'm 40 and
situation.
I'm calling you Unk. Could you admit anyway?
Just
That's like
yeah.
that's like my uncle. Like, anyway.
Look at me. I'm like,
Cause you already know, let a Uncle Doug or somebody walk in the house. We'd be like,
right.
and we low key said it anyway. That's all we got.
All right, y'all.
Mother knows.
Love
We'll see what the